Hello everyone, welcome. Today we're talking about how to stop constantly worrying about money and change the flow of money in your life. So let's talk about that. So I'm gonna dig straight in here by the way. By the way, I'm Lorna Poole for those of you who are meeting me for the first time. I'm a money financial coach that help coaches and service based entrepreneurs, established coaches, service based entrepreneurs create wealth and financial freedom so that their money can fully support them. And by the way, if you're here, say hello. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay, and also give this video a heart and a like. I would really appreciate it. It helps more people see this. So first of all, if you're worrying about money, it affects your ability to bring in money. It affects your ability to create wealth and financial freedom. It affects your confidence, and your trust in yourself. So it's a really big thing that you want to be getting a grip on. So worry comes from, so we're either over here or we're over here, and worry is fear based. Okay, when we're thinking abundance, flow, good energy, we're in a different phase. So when we're worrying about money, it's fear based. Okay, and that comes from lack, thinking lack, scarcity, and not enough. Keep yawning. I don't know why I'm yawning, so I just did a good yawn there. So it comes from lack, scarcity, and not enough. It happens when we don't feel safe. Okay, we worry when we don't feel safe, and we all have a different level of tolerance to what makes us feel safe. So, for example, um, somebody could be in their overdraft, have debt on 5 credit cards, and not worry about money. And someone else can, if they go below 1,000 in their bank account, they have awful fear around money. I also would say that fear is learnt, or worry is learnt behavior. Okay, because generations before us, they worried a lot about money. So when we worry, it's about the body not feeling safe. Okay, and we can do this at different levels. I wanted to emphasize that. So some people can be breaking even and they worry about money, and someone else can be breaking even and they're fine about it. Okay, so it's knowing your tolerance is number one. I'll give you an example from my own life. So I hit a certain level of income in my business and then stopped coming in. Well, not fully stopped coming in, but I hit an income plateau, and this affected my wealth creation because income was a big part of the activities I was doing to create the wealth and financial freedom. Um, and as someone who's gone through the experience of, oh crap, my money situation is not where I want it to be, I'm worrying about it. I'm going to share a couple of tips of how you turn that around. So, um, I always compare my money situation to that time back in 2010 when I went through my love crisis. I remember very clearly that when I struggled with relationships with men, that I had this fear that if I married somebody, they would leave me and I would be like, couldn't handle it. And what goes on in the head is like, I'll die. Like, literally, your body goes to, oh my god, I'm gonna go under the bridge and die. That's where your mind goes to, because it's that survival thing. And what happened is when I worked through it, I created the very thing I feared. I was so fearful of that. I went out with somebody, created the very thing I feared. Wasn't married to them, but they were a relationship. And when I came out the other side of it, I realized I survived and I didn't die. And what that did for me is I let go of the fear. Now, roll on to money. So, when I was in the space where the money was, so I had a really good year in business, my expenses came up, I went backwards, and my income was not matching my expenses. And during that time, before up until that point, I was very triggered about money. If anyway I was like short in my eyes on money, I was freaking out. And when I look back, I was fine. It was me freaking out, even though physically with my bank account I was fine. And what I realized is I just had to say to myself, no matter where I am with my money, I've got to let go of this fear. And the thing is, when you're a business owner, you're a service based coach, and you're an entrepreneur, is we go through different seasons with money all the time. We have money like so. There's only three habits we have with money. We're either in the overspending, we're in the breaking even, or we have wealthy habits with money. And I had to let go of the emotional charge. So when the money coming in wasn't matching the money going out, it's funny how when the worst case scenario shows up, that you actually do the very thing you knew you needed to do long before that, which was letting go of the trigger. So and when we go to that space where we're worrying really hard about money, it is really like your nervous system is just going nuts, and um it's like I'm going to die. That's what it feels like, right? Because I've been there. Right? So let's talk about what turns around. um so first of all, I want to talk about this. So you've three habits with money, and we go in and out of them as coaches. Okay, we're overspending. Most people do. Life is messy sometimes. Okay, people sometimes think they come to me and they're never going to have a messy problem with money again. No, what happens is you develop your abilities around what shows up in the world, and you develop the skills to survive and get out of that situation. So there's a couple of things you could do. If you're, say, an overspender or you break an even, okay, no matter what your situation is, if you practice wealthy habits with money, such as paying yourself first, building up your marriage fund, or rebuilding it, that will get you out of the overspending. That will get you out of the breaking even. So that's a practical thing to do. Um, and I think it's important to talk about cash flow and variable income, and we do face that. And you can plan your money around your variable income when you know how much is coming in, what your average is, when you have a big month, what that looks like, when you have a low month, what could that look like, and you can be planning your money around that. So there's a couple of practical things you can do. But really, if you're worrying about money, um, you've got to get into the practice of letting go. Because the truth is, for most people, is you've always survived, you'll be fine, you always figure it out, and the money always shows up. So it is a habit that your nervous system is used to doing, and you've got to teach it something separate. So back to the love story that I was telling you about. When I went through my rock bottom, what happened was I went and worked with a therapist at the time for about 9 months, and I didn't talk about the person I was with. I talked about my relationship with my dad. And when I let go of the emotional charge of the cause of why I was fearing, I turned it around. And it's the same with money. So when you let go of the emotional charge, like, you can write in the comments, what is your biggest fear with money? Is it that you can't keep a roof over your head? Is it that, oh my god, I'll be on the streets homeless? Like, what's the worst case scenario? And it's really good to contemplate that, because that gets rid of it for you. And what you want to do is know what that is, and ask yourself, how truthful is that? That's a good thing to do as well, is ask yourself, how actual truthful is that? Would that actually happen? What are my other options, right? And then there's a practice you can do, and that is noticing when the feeling's coming up and asking yourself whether you want to sit there or not, because our body all the time is wanting to be okay, and when the mind feels safe, it lets go of the fear. So when you feel a disturbance coming up, You notice the mind, you watch it, and you let it go. And you can practice with everyday things like when you're driving a car on the road and um, someone's going too slow and you're getting all, oh, I'm gonna kill them. Um, Practice letting go and not giving it energy. So when you don't give it energy and then you work on the identity of your new self, the person that feels good about money, is in flow with money, is doing the habits with money, you start to turn the worry around. So another thing I want to clarify here: you don't have to hit rock bottom before you turn around. I did, but you don't have to. You can be in the practice of changing your identity with money. You can be the practice of letting go of the worry because it's a condition in the body that you're used to creating, and as long as you entertain it, you create it over and over again. Um, Financial Freedom Academy understands, as an entrepreneur and a service-based coach, you're going to go through fears with money, and we get that because of either you're on a variable income. We can show you how to put your money to work, how to put in the stable habits with money, how to free up money so that you create more wealth, and letting go. And the more I teach financial freedom, it's not about the money, it's about how you feel about you and money. You want to feel free with money no matter what season you're in. You have money, you don't have money, you want to feel good about money. And that's true freedom with money. If you're interested in finding out more, DM me the word freedom. And if you're ready to have your money fully supporting you and you're interested in the likes of Financial Freedom Academy, by all means reach out. Alright, take care, have a great day, and I hope you got a lot from this, and I can't wait to see in the comments who's here. Chat soon.